But when one can more and more release the grip upon the impermanent, one can more and more rest in that which is constant and permanent, and that is awareness itself. Infinite, unqualified, endless awareness. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm so excited to return to the Quo channelings. Quo is a group of social memory complexes made up of Ra, Latwi, and Hatan. They are an extension of the Law of One channelings. This collection of channelings, which lasts over 50 years, I have done my very best to document and read many of these channelings. They absolutely blow my mind and transform the way I live. And it's always good to return to the amazing channelings of Quo. This one has a lot of channeling from Jim McCarty, one of the original members of LL Research, as well as Trish and so many others. This is the Homecoming Gathering meditation. The topics covered are seeing light in the seeming negativity of the illusion, working with deep distortions in balancing, healing a lack of self-worth, balancing the desire to seek intelligent infinity with responsibilities of a busy life. You can find this channeling at llresearch.org, as well as a number of amazing channelings documented over decades. These channelings include Ra and so many others, and it is an honor to read these words. Quo is a group that teaches the lessons of love, creation, and in particular, about our ways of maneuvering through this shift into a fourth density Earth. We begin with Jim channeling. I am Quo, and we are honored to greet each seeker of truth in this circle this afternoon. It is a time of great joy within this circle. The love of the Creator circulates around through each heart and seeks to know more about itself through your spiritual journeys. One of the ways that we can help you know more about your spiritual journeys is to take questions that will speak to a facet of your journey, the jewel of your journey that is unique to you. At this time, you would ask if there is a question to which we may respond. Yes, Quo. There is a question. It is tempting to believe that as negative and hopeless as our third density illusion may appear in space-time, it is just as positive and hopeful in time-space. Can you tell us if there is any truth to that, or is it just wishful thinking? Can you comment on these spiritual principles that may be involved in this? I am Quo, and am aware of your query, my brother. We can say to you and to all who have these feelings of confusion and doubt and difficulty, that these are a portion of the spiritual journey that each of you travel within the illusion of the third density. This is a journey which each of you has chosen to make for the difficulties that you experience at this time, and at all times are means by which you may move forward on your spiritual journey. All of these difficulties require you to change in some fashion the way that you look at your world, the way you look at yourself, and the way you look at your spiritual journey. Change is difficult, my friends. It is that which everyone needs to go through to become a new being, a new facet of the one infinite Creator. So if you will look at those difficulties that you have, whatever they may be, of mind, body, of spirit, within yourself, within friends, within your community, within your nation state, you will see ways through which the Creator may know itself in your space-time illusion. We call it an illusion because it is not able to show you the truth of the unity of all things, because you exist within the veil of forgetting. And this veil of forgetting could be seen as something that is harmful to you because it keeps you from seeing the truth. But in truth, it is that which is most helpful to you. For as you work your way through this type of a veil of forgetting, you are moving forward on your spiritual path. When you have difficulties, perhaps you will move backward for a step until you use that difficulty and grow from it. This is the path of each spiritual seeker of truth, and it is seen from the time-space realm of your earth that this is the way each of you grows. This is seen as the way that the Creator knows itself and can know more about itself with every difficulty that you have. It has the overview of all of creation, for it has made it all out of itself. You are a portion, a facet of the jewel of the Creator. And as you deal with these difficulties, you will be able to move on your spiritual journey more effectively. Without these difficulties, there would be no movement. So give praise and thanksgiving to difficulties. They are your friends, not your enemies. You do not have enemies. You only have the Creator in your other selves. This is the truth that we see in each of you, and we are grateful to be able to speak to it. At this time, we would transfer this contact to the one known as Austin. I am Quo, and am now with this instrument. We would begin by helping this instrument to shake off the cobwebs, you may say, as it has been some time since he has received our contact. We will simply say to this group that we wish that we could show you what we see from our perspective as we gaze upon your group within time-space. From our perspective, all that we see can be seen as rhythm and movement, what you may call vibration. And as you have experienced your time together throughout this period of your time, you've experienced a great dance. And this dance is a beautiful show of lights and rhythm. From our perspective, all is a dance. What you have experienced during your time together resonates to the core of your planet and to the core of the creation. And the creation itself sings in rhythm with this dance. You will feel this rhythm in your heart as you depart from this time and from this space and travel out into your world. Others may hear this song, though they may not recognize it, but as you consistently carry this vibration or this rhythm or this song with you, more and more will become available to those upon your planet. We encourage you to hold on to this rhythm, to tap into it regularly. Your planet is thirsty for such a deep rhythm of love. At this time, we would ask if there is another query with which we may begin. We are Quo. Yes, there is a question considering the adept or relatively well-balanced self experiences catalysts from other self, be it partner, boss, child, which opens unexpected old wounds, which causes inner cognitive emotional turbulence. What is the recommended method to recover quickly without causing verbal, physical, or mental damage? I am Quo, and I'm aware of the query, my sister. We appreciate the careful framing of this query, for it casts the seeker as one who has already been upon the path of attempting to utilize one's catalyst and balance the energy centers, perhaps even having tapped into the great work that we have called adepthood. Indeed, one must be awakened and embark upon an internal journey of intentionally gathering those experiences about one, discovering those things that move one, whether they seem pleasant or unpleasant, and understand them as gifts from the Creator to help one understand oneself. As we understand, many here have experienced that initial awakening and setting of the intention will bring about many experiences and much catalyst for one to utilize. And indeed, if one is regular in their meditations, in their balancing, and in their dedicating themselves to witnessing the creation as a gift, then those things that one has accumulated throughout the life may begin to fall away. Those distortions, traumas, and difficulties, some may exist upon the surface simply as patterns that one has learned, that one can simply become aware of, and in this awareness they simply dissolve into the being and the light of the acceptance that you bring to them. But some of these things live deeper within the self. They exist as knots within one's energy system, you may say. Perhaps these knots or these distortions were gained as a child within your present incarnation. Or perhaps you brought them with you into this incarnation with the intention that you may experience a lifetime that allows you to explore these distortions in different ways, with the sincere hope that as you recognize the nature of your journey and awaken to your true being, you can work with these deep catalysts, these deep distortions, and dance with them, though difficult that dance may seem at any given moment. We understand that this question is attempting to get at those deep catalysts and those deep distortions. We would emphasize, as we typically do, the initial step, which is assumed has already been taken in this question, of a regular meditation practice. This is essential in order to understand one's own nature, to understand the nature of catalyst as a gift from the Creator, and how these gifts allow one to balance one's own being, one's own energies, so that the flow of love becomes more regular and crystallized through the being. As one allows those more surface level or shallow catalysts to dissolve into that love, and one discovers those deeper catalysts, the nature of this meditation practice will necessarily change. You will need to focus more upon the witness inside of you that sees the personality shell, as we have called it, in which these distortions exist. The thing that watches that personality shell, you can abide within this witness in any moment. And when your personality shell reacts to a particular situation, instead of allowing it to move the body, to generate heat in the words, to lash out, that witness may instead simply allow this wave of intensity, this wave of heat to flow through one. And it is important that as you cultivate this witness and you experience these difficulties that trigger these deep distortions, that you do not simply ignore what happened. Though your body and your words remained calm and still as you witness them, that you still move forward into your regular meditation practice and bring that catalyst with you. Though you may not have lashed out and hurt somebody, you will still have a reaction within your being. And that reaction itself is that gift from the Creator. That reflection attempting to show you to yourself, to show you your true nature as the one infinite Creator, to allow you to seek love where it was difficult to find. And as you continue to do this, you will require patience in order to unpack these deep distortions. They are deep because they are complex, because they have tangled something deep within your being, because they have resulted in some incredible pain or difficulty. We would also speak upon the nature once one has reached this point, but still finds oneself lashing out and potentially causing pain. This is an important aspect of this process. You came to this planet and accepted the veil of forgetting so that you could experience separation, so that you could trick yourself with the illusion and have the opportunity to do such things as lash out, to cause pain. If the potential for you to hurt another were not present, then the gift of this density would not be nearly as palpable, would not be nearly as potent. Thus, it is no mistake, it is no surprise that even those who dedicate themselves to love, who wish with all of their being to only shine the love and the light of the one infinite Creator, will stumble, will, as you may say, make mistakes. But we do not view these things as mistakes, though you may, in your reactions, cause some pain or some distortion. This presents an opportunity, not just an opportunity to utilize this experience as a reflection, to understand more of your own heart and your own mind, but to bring restoration to that which was harmed. This is not a dance that you do alone. If there was a distortion caused, and if there was pain, then the adept, as was referenced within the query, that balanced seeker, will also recognize that there is healing to be done by one's actions, that there is restitution to give to that distortion. One simply does not cause the pain and then retreat and attempt to find self-forgiveness and self-balance within that, though these are important aspects of this dynamic. Forgiveness of self is essential, but to only forgive the self without attempting to bring back balance to that which was caused to be imbalanced, without the attempt to heal that which was broken, this is half the process. The healing will remain unfinished. An adept, as was referenced, would recognize the necessity that once pain is caused, healing must be attempted with all of one's being until that balance is found again. We encourage the meditation upon this dynamic. For you to understand the nature of your responsibility of your actions will help you to balance these things within your present incarnation. For those who have done the, you may say, minimum requisite balancing, will be playing with those distortions that last for multiple lifetimes. Meditate upon the necessity of not just utilizing these catalysts as reflections, but of utilizing them as opportunities for service towards those who were harmed. Then that healing may happen within an incarnation, and perhaps cycles that have lasted lifetimes, many lifetimes, can be brought into healing with a single moment, if healing is attempted and found within one's own being and shared with others. We feel it is important to emphasize this, for there is much that we share that can seem to be very inwardly focused. For it is true that all that you see around you is a reflection of your own being, but such is true for those that you have wounded, for those that may be harmed by your words and actions, because in so doing, you may have harmed yourself, you may have harmed your own being, and thus the attempt to heal the other is an attempt to heal the self. This is the most important aspect of this dynamic you will find yourself in such situations. The method that was requested within this query is to pay attention and to ensure that you use these moments to not just reflect upon the self, but to offer your service and your healing and attempt to manifest your intention to love again and again and again. You may fail again and again, but with each attempt, the Creator joins you. And each time you attempt, the potential that you carry to heal grows more and more, and the healing that you seek comes closer. This is the great work of third density. We again express our appreciation for this well-crafted question, and at this time, we take our leave of this instrument and transfer the contact to the one known as Trisha. We are Quo. We are those who Quo. We are now with this instrument. We see it as such an immense honor to join you in this circle, as has been spoken previously. Through these instruments, we feel as though we are an active participant in this gathering, that we are holding hands with you as you frolic in these fields, that we are by your side as you interact and connect with other selves around you. We dine with you at your table and we lie next to you as you sleep. And it is with such joy that we get to experience this divine connection, this beautiful scenery of love and support, of non-judgment, of vulnerability, and of deep seeking. We are so impressed and inspired, and we would ask at this time if there is a question to which we may speak. Yes, Quo, there is a question. If an entity feels a lack of self-worth, what are the best strategies for accepting and then healing this distortion? We are those of Quo, and we are aware and appreciate this query, my brother. My friends, the struggle to discern and discover the immense wealth and deep truth of your own self-worth appears to be a challenge among many on your planet throughout its history. We see the tears, we feel the trembles, we sense the hatred that sometimes emanates from within your being towards your own being. It provides much catalyst for us to see our dear sweet friends struggle in such a way, for we see you with eyes of only pure love. We see your perfection through all of your perceived imperfections. We see the fullness of you, and not these bits and pieces which you think are wrong or inadequate. And so in strategizing on how to heal this piece of you that does not fully accept you, we would start with this classic suggestion we often give, and it is to take oneself into meditation, however, doing so with an intention of uncovering that which is that sore spot within you. What is it that I am telling myself that is demeaning and devaluing my beingness? What is it that is causing me to trip over myself and to not fully love and accept myself? When you are able to find that source, perhaps directly or indirectly, and perhaps it is even a thought that comes to you outside of the deep meditative state, take note of that. Hold on to that, and then view yourself through the eyes of those who love you. Do you see these wounds? Do you see these imperfections? Are their words as harsh for you as the ones you choose for yourself? Have you met an other self who has not fully accepted you? But of course, but those of you who love you, who feel grounded in their support for you, do they see you with the eyes of hatred? Do they see you with eyes of judgment? I am sure that many of you will find there are others in your circle who see you in your pure beauty, free of flaw, brilliant and vibrant. Lean into those feelings. Allow oneself to let go of those thoughts, of those phrases you say about yourself. Allow yourself to immerse your whole being in that pool of love, the one that a parent may have for a child that sees the little babe with much patience and grace and forgiveness, who sees this little child discovering itself with each step, with each learning, with each day. See yourself through the eyes of wonder, through the eyes of appreciation. See yourself as strong and resilient, as intelligent, as beautiful, as important, when you're able. And this will take time to wade into these waters. You may begin to feel those strictures that bind you to this narrative that is hurtful become less strong, less moored to a reality that you are creating. And instead, you may feel yourself floating to the surface, feeling less weighed down by this negative talk. You may see yourself as weightless, as without obstacle. We understand that perhaps self-worth may be translated in the way you feel about your physical being. But my friend, has your physical body not given you so much to be here to experience pain, pleasure, joy, and excitement? Perhaps that which you decide or determine to be lacking is your intellectual capabilities. My friend, has your thoughts or your brain not provided you great insight into things other than your own self-worth? Has it not guided you in decisions that you make? Has it not also provided you questions that help you understand yourself more fully? At the very least, my friends, it continues to help you breathe. It continues to tell you need to eat. It works in a beautiful dynamic with your body to make sure that your incarnation here is sustainable for as long as it needs to be. And perhaps the issue of your self-worth is rooted within your heart. Ultimately, that is where the root of all self-worth issues reside. Perhaps you're feeling that you are not lovable, that you are damaged goods, that you have wronged in the past and therefore are damned, that you are uninteresting. My friends, none of these things are true. You are intentional. Every atom of your being is intentional. Every step up, step down, fall, tumble, peak, you climb. Those all inform your being of your perfection. Many being pre-planned and each step being so beautiful, even in pain and strife, because they continue you along your journey to the one. For that is the only direction that ultimately your soul can go. Embrace yourself knowing that the Creator does not make mistakes. Would you view yourself as a mistake? Do you view the beautiful trees at this venue a mistake? Do you view the divine connections you're finding here a mistake? You are part of that. You are inherent to that. You are co-creating that because you are that. You are the Creator, and the Creator knows its worth, and it is boundless. My friends, please take time in your day to honor and cherish that, not in an egoic way, but in a genuine acceptance that you are divine. By your very nature, it is your birthright to be the Creator, to experience itself, and rest in that space knowing that all is well. Begin to feel your heart open to the reality of this illusion. That it is just that these things that demean you and tell you that you are not worthy are all part of this game that we play to fully understand ourselves as something greater than this body and this mind and this heart. Trust this process, my friends. Trust your purity. Trust your intentionality. And in that walk forward, you will begin to see the light take hold. The shadow creeps back. You begin to walk along this path that becomes more clear and more radiant. You feel more sure-footed in yourself, in your decisions, in your intuition, in your worthiness. We understand that this is a mission most challenging. We have such an immense inspiration that wells within us, knowing that you are undertaking this. It is not for foolhardy, but my friends, you are strong enough to take this on. We have faith in you, and we hope that you have faith in yourself because we love you. The Creator loves you. You are love. And is there anything possibly wrong with love? Of course not. It is perfection. See yourself as that perfection, knowing that, of course, there will be times where you are not your perfect self. That is the beauty of the journey. It is the act of forgiveness, of learning and discovery, of growing and continuing forward. With an open heart, an open mind, open ears, and open arms. We thank you again, my friends, for we know that you are feeling quite tired and potentially hot in this circle. Again, we are so appreciative to join you this weekend. At this time, we shall take our leave of this instrument and transfer our contact to the one known as Gary. We are those of Quo. We are those known to you as the principle of Quo. And as you may imagine, it is with our great pleasure that we may be with you through this particular prism of the one creator of this instrument, who, as with any instrument, allows us to offer a slightly different flavor and angle of approach that we may offer our humble thoughts in response to your queries, with the acknowledgement that yours is the path to walk. We strive to be of service in every possible way within our limits. We await at the ready for your asking that we may join your meditations, that we beam you love and consolation and illumination when you find yourselves in the shadowlands of darkness and pain and cry out for help. Our friends, we always are there. We are always with you. You have to but ask, and you need not be so sensitive that you even perceive our help. if you will but trust that it is there, it is there. We also once again wish to wrap our metaphysical arms around you in your experience of being a unified sacred circle of seeking in your time together this weekend. You have the power to create this magic whenever you may choose, with certain limits, to seek together upon this planet. But that you have chosen this place on earth is of an enhancing and deepening nature, for these hills and these blades of grass and these trees and the dirt and gravel beneath your feet, and indeed the buildings themselves, rejoice with your presence. For this is a place imbued for many of your years with ceremony, with festivity, with love, and it has attracted as places upon planet Earth of this nature do. Many beings of light who dance with you, as do the devas of nature and the spren, as this instrument knows it through the book that he is reading, of joy and song and community. And we see that during these cycles together, you have been not only in the sun of your sun body, but in the sunlight of your companionship. At this time, we would ask if there is a query to which we may respond. We are those of Quo. Yes, this is a query, and thank you so much, Quo, for being here with us. How can one best manage the will to seek self-realization of intelligent infinity with the demands and responsibilities of daily earth life, especially since the will for this seeking activates the need to release attachments? We are those of Quo and have received and appreciate this query, our sister, and we express both appreciation and empathy and support as your third density beings who have awoken this flame within you to seek the truth must invariably contend with the constraints, as you may see it, of your space-time environment and your incarnations. This dynamic which you describe is not uncommon among spiritual seekers. It is a friction that many feel when they feel that calling beckoning from within for higher understanding, for deeper realization, for expanded awareness, and for more powerful service, contrasted against a feeling of being saddled by the necessity to pay the bills, to report to work, to care for the home and repair, the appliances, of feeling the hassles of being pulled in multiple directions, seemingly simultaneously, of finding one's energy depleted with the attempt to just keep up with the demands of the day, the many social commitments and the caretaker commitments, along with the commitments to community and so forth. When one wishes to spend more time engaging the gears of the spiritual journey as they may appear to the self, be that the meditation, the reading, the being in nature, the Blu-ray collaborative exercise of penetrating the illusion in mutual support and discussion, and any other spiritual discipline which calls to one, it can seem like the responsibilities, as you have named them, are somehow in the way of the higher calling and the higher quest, as if one is chained even, and it may seem dispiriting. It may feel like one shall not progress as one would like to do. And while there may be something to be said about prioritizing responsibilities, about exercising discernment in selecting which responsibility to which one will give their energy and from which responsibility one will withdraw their energy, and so forth, we would instead first counsel the questioner and any who may contemplate such a dynamic to consider the function of perception, for inherent in this question is a perception of seemingly mutually opposed desires, the desire to seek the one on one hand, and the desire or need, or even in its most pejorative sense, obligation to meet the commitment. This is a perception, and as with all perceptions, it is of a subjective nature, and as with all subjective perceptions, it may be changed, it may evolve, it may be healed, it may be expanded, it may be clarified through whatever means called to the seeker. Fundamental to which one would be the meditative and contemplative practice, as with the journaling, as with the investigation into one's perceptions of one's relationships with their responsibilities, and one may discover that by modifying the perception, one can come into a cleaner, more harmonious, more on-purpose relationship with their responsibilities. One key to this change in perception, which you may consider for your adoption, is that term which we of the Confederation have applied to these commitments, which you have called the responsibilities, and that is that of honor/duty, duty/honor. We pair and in some way fuse this corresponding of honor with duty because it truly is your honor to give any given responsibility in this creation, not an honor that one imagines for oneself as a coping mechanism, but an honor objectively, subjectively perceived. As undifferentiated, intelligent infinity, there is no means to serve other. There is no means to take an oath, to commit oneself in a word and in deed to some ideal, to some act of service, to some function great or small, that serves the whole, the community, the neighbor, the parent, the spouse, the passerby, and so forth. We attempt to convey the honor that is inherent in the responsibility which is only possible in this manifest experience. We understand it is taxing, exhausting, and at times overwhelming, and many of you there are who flirt with burnout. One certainly must safeguard one's mental and physical health, but you may consider each responsibility as an honor gifted to you by the One, not by your work per se, or your partner per se, or whatever surface illusion or entity seems to be asking this responsibility for you. Instead, you can see it sourced within and of and from the Creator itself. There is no way for you to get outside of this Creator. There is no way for you to interact with something other than the Creator. This is just as true of your responsibilities. These are magnificent opportunities, and they need not get in the way of your seeking of the Creator. We understand that when all the pistons of the mind are firing in the attempt to juggle these responsibilities and to meet the particular demands of any given responsibility, it seems difficult to find the mind space to seek the One. But my friends, you came not to Holiday World or Spa Planet. You came limited through this metaphor to a boot camp, so to speak. You came to that crucible in some sense, or a gym with the heaviest of weights that you might exercise your muscles, metaphorically speaking, and strengthen the will and faith that is inherent as a property of your soul and your beingness. The ability to strengthen will and faith is significantly weakened in the higher realms of harmony and endless love and limitless light. But in hard circumstances, in that which takes you to the limits of your abilities, you may strengthen your will and faith that you may serve others, that you may seek the One. This will and faith is both greater than any individual responsibility and the sum of all responsibilities. It is prior to space and time. The twin dynamics of will and faith operating in tandem are the conduit of the Creator. That very same will and faith can be applied to your seemingly mundane life. In your weekly and daily seasonal schedules, there is no block to seeking the One Creator. There are certainly easier and harder circumstances. There are certainly more supportive and encouraging circumstances, but your will and faith transcends all manifestation within your illusion. You may relate to your duties as an honor. You may practice seeing them as an honor. Try it out, our friends. Experiment. You need not fully even believe at first. Act as if your responsibilities are an honor and see what begins to change within you. You can see these honors as not only that which may bring you closer to the One Creator, but as a means or a vehicle to seek further that One Creator. See each task, each to-do, each person or thing or company or institution as the face of the Creator with more or less distortion. But see through that distortion to its true nature, which is none other than the Creator, which is none other than the Self, which is none other than your very own beingness. And to speak more briefly to the second portion of this query about attachments, it is indeed true that one may fully feel the living presence of the One Creator in the eternal present moment, the more one is able to consciously and with love, acceptance, and forgiveness. And we would add the light touch, release the habitual, even manic and compulsive habit of attachment to the passing forms of illusion and aversion to the passing forms of illusion. This does not mean rejecting, minimizing, negating, and so forth. This means not to attempt to hold on to that which cannot be held, not to make permanent that which is always impermanent, not to find your meaning and truth and wholeness in the passing play of transience, not to try to somehow increase your status, to plug in the holes of your being, to remedy this deep-rooted sense of self-doubt and lack of worth by gaining something in the illusion, by holding on to some desired configuration by running away from or avoiding some undesired configuration and so forth. Again, one may need to say no. One may need to make a choice to pursue something, to not pursue something, to place a boundary and so forth. But when one can more and more release the grip upon the impermanent, one can more and more rest in that which is constant and permanent, and that is awareness itself. Infinite, unqualified, endless awareness. That which has no beginning and no end. That which is the ground of your being. That which is looking out through your eyes right now, but which goes unrecognized by conscious mind due to this function of attachment to and aversion of the illusion. So yes, as the entity evolves and accelerates their journey, they will more and more open the space that grace may come into their being, that they may relax their grip and release attachment and allow the world to be as it is, loving what is, accepting what is. In that process, certain honor duties may fall away. But this is not again to free oneself in order to put up the feet and interlace the hands behind the head and light the cigar or diversion of choice and declare job well done. Instead, if indeed an honor duty honor falls away, it is so that something even more true to who you are at your particular level, at this particular nexus, may come into your life, that it may simultaneously offer you opportunity to be of greater or deeper or truer service, that it may unlock you further, that it may activate you even more highly. As the quote shared in this instrument's presentation earlier in this gathering indicated, each entity will receive the opportunity that each needs. As those of Ra have counseled, consider this well. The responsibilities that are on your plate now are part of the same cosmic, inexorable function. You right now are receiving the opportunity that you need. And as you do your work in consciousness and raise your vibration and open your heart and integrate and become a more whole being, then and through this process you will have new opportunity. It is the way the universe works. There is no other way about it. And that opportunity likely will involve the falling away of some duties and entrance of new honor duties. And as you have learned to do, you may pursue these new honors and duties with a full heart, with a disciplined attention that has learned to gripe less about that which you have been gifted and instead incline toward offering praise and thanksgiving, even when difficult, for the opportunity that the one Creator, which is to say that your deepest, most truest self, has gifted you at this time. And with gratitude to this circle, and likely with some relief to those in the circle, we transfer our contact to the one known as Jim. We are those of Quo. Jim channeling. I am Quo, and we greet you once again through this instrument. We would thank all of the instruments for allowing us to speak the words in answer to the queries that have been asked of us. Those questions are most impressive and inspiring, as they are that which gives this group the feeling of unity, the feeling of being a social memory complex that can now go out into the world sharing more information that they have gathered here with those about them as seeds, that each may grow into more understanding in those about them of the one Creator that exists in all things. You are those who set aflame the love and light of the Creator tonight, and it is reaching into the high heavens and rejoicing with the angels, the beings in the higher densities, and the one Creator itself. We thank you for being the one Creator, for looking to each other's eyes and seeing that Creator there, for looking everywhere and seeing that Creator there. We would leave you at this time in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator. Adonai, Vasu, Boragas. So let's take a moment to reflect on what Quo shared with us here. The first thing that really stands out is this reframing of difficulty. We tend to look at our challenges or obstacles, even the chaos in the world around us, and we see it as something working against us. But Quo is saying no, these difficulties are the actual mechanism of growth. Without them, there would be no movement. They're inviting us to give praise and thanksgiving to our difficulties, to see them not as enemies, but as the Creator presenting us with exactly what we need to evolve. Then there's this profound teaching about what happens when we get triggered, when those deep old wounds surface and we react in ways we regret. Quo makes clear that cultivating the witness inside of us is essential. The part of you that can observe the reaction without letting it control your words and actions. But here's the part that really landed for me. They say that self-forgiveness alone is only half the process. If we've caused pain, we have to attempt to bring healing to what was harmed. The adept doesn't just retreat inward, they recognize their responsibility to restore balance. And on self-worth, Quo asks to see ourselves through the eyes of those who truly love us. Do they see these flaws we obsess over? They remind us that every atom of our being is intentional. The Creator doesn't make mistakes. Your worthiness isn't something you earn, it's your birthright. Finally, for those of us trying to balance our spiritual seeking with the demands of everyday life, the bills, the job, the responsibilities, Quo reframes these as honor/duties, not obstacles to our path, but the path itself. Every task, every commitment, every person we serve is another face of the Creator. Will and faith transcend all circumstances. You're receiving exactly the opportunity you need right now. Consider that well. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. You need to join the Reality Revolution community, where we have weekly coaching sessions, amazing exclusive content, and the most incredible family of spiritual souls coming together every week. It's amazing. You can find the link in the description. I'd love it if you checked out my art. You can find it at www.newearth.art. We have a new event and tickets are still available in Newark, New Jersey, right there. If you are in New York City, it's a perfect place to go. You can get tickets at www.brianscottlive.com/February-2026. Sending you all my light and love as always, and welcome to the Reality Revolution. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm Brian Scott, and I have a huge announcement. I'm so excited to finally let you know that on February 27th at the Newark Airport Hilton, we're holding a 3-day immersive meditative experience designed to create the most profound transformation possible. We created this event specifically because so many of you couldn't make it to the LA event. We got to work, and after looking everywhere, we found the Newark Airport Hilton to be the most central and reasonably priced location. You don't just learn about timeline shifting, you actually do it. You don't just understand the concepts philosophically, you embody them. On Friday, we start with activating your pineal gland, your gateway to higher consciousness. Then you meet your higher self and learn to quantum jump into your greatest timeline. And by the end of the day, you will do my most powerful meditation where you actually become your future self from that greatest timeline. We get together for a group karaoke and sing along and a community celebration because joy and connection are just as essential to your transformation as the deep work. This is your invitation to step into the life that's calling you forward. Let's do this together. I can't wait to meet you. Once again, it's www.brianscottlive.com/February-2026.